No showers for more than 90 seconds a day. Limitations on how many times you can flush and even wash your hands. That is how people in Capetown, South Africa have been living for the last several months.
This summer, as temperatures soar, the story is one of pani, or rather the lack of it, a complete water crisis around India. What seemed a scenario somewhere way into the future is now a reality, from policemen actually guarding water in Western Maharashtra to officials warning in Bangalore that more than half the city will not have water.
That there is a community in East Porterville that has no water in their homes. About 5,000 people have no water running in their homes in America, in California, which everyone's like, oh, the Golden State.
Even the wettest inhabited place in the country is currently bone dry. This is Seathwaite in Cumbria, which normally gets between 2 and 3 metres of rainfall a year.
This is Sau Paulo's main water reservoir, or what's left of it. A moonscape of dead nothingness, cracked, parched earth.
The drought crisis is desperate in our southeast Queensland food bowl, so dire that people are stealing water from their friends and neighbours. Critical new water restrictions are driving up crime and our fruit and veggie prices. Tonight, police tell Sophie Upcroft they're showing no mercy.
पानी की कीमत दूध जितनी हो जाएगी, पेट्रोल जितनी हो जाएगी। पानी शहरों में राशन किया जाएगा। पानी के लिए झगड़े शुरू हो जाएंगे। पानी की वजह से लोगों की जानें तक चली जाएंगी।
पण 2-2 घंटे 3-3 घंटे थांबा लागते तिथं. मग ते भांडणं करते बाया तर मग आपल्याला तराशी होऊन जाते. मग राहू द्यायचं 4 गुण पाणी आणून घ्यायचं. गर्दी खूप राहते असे भांडणं होतात तिथं. सारा गाव पाण्याला येतं. आम्ही नेहमी इथूनच पाणी भरत राहतो पण पाणी आम्हाला भेटतच नाही. तर का मालूम आहे तुटली आहे ना बोरिंग. पाणीच नाही निघत आहे. 8 दिवस झाले पाणीच नाही निघून राहिलं बोरिंगचा.
Women in Ethiopia in particular spend hours every day walking to find and collect water. This trickle of a stream is where 1,825 people come to collect their water. Women take turns here waiting in line to ladle water into their jerry can, 1 scoop at a time.
This canal here has been dry for going on almost 3 years with no water.
This has been this condition for 3 years. Where do you get the water from?
The only place we can get water from is the underground. And so you're limited by that, and you're limited by the future. You know, it used to be in 40 years ago, if you went down 60 feet, you would hit water. I drilled a well earlier this year, and I went 800 feet at a cost of $150,000.
Wow. We're just pumping and pumping and pumping water out of the ground to the degree that actually Mexico City is physically sinking.
More than 10 meters in the last century, monuments need steps added for people to reach them. Streets rise and fall, sinkholes open up the earth, and the water from the ground isn't enough to quench the city's thirst.
% of the world's population depends on groundwater every day. Just in the United States, groundwater makes up almost 40% of the water used for irrigation, bathing and drinking. In Mexico City, one of the world's most populated cities, there is no nearby surface water. That means that 95% of the population relies on groundwater for all their water needs. And then, all the way across the Atlantic in Denmark, a staggering 99% of the drinking water for the entire country comes solely from groundwater.
Only 3% of water is fresh water. And it seems we're using so much of it on the wrong things that we're preventing its use where it's most needed.
Water is essential for the production of just about everything, from goods to electricity to manufactured products. But mostly for the food we eat. Meet Daisy. Daisy needs 8,500 kilograms of wheat, corn, grain and roughage to reach maturity over a period of 3 years. It takes 3,060,000 litres of water to grow her food. We also need to take into account the 24,000 litres of water she drinks during these 3 years, not to mention the 7,000 litres used to service the farmhouse, transportation, and for the process of slaughter. In total, we then need almost 3.1 million litres of water to produce 200 kilos of boneless beef. Think that 3 billion people still lack access to safe drinking water. That's almost half the Earth's population.
Matt, look, these are primarily for big water consumers. So a farmer, for example, that maybe is an almond farmer, really water-intensive industry, or a utility company. And it's a way to specifically bet on fluctuations in the California water market. Yes, there is a California water market, but
You can see here that since the mid-20th century, the planet's seen nearly 180 conflicts connected to water resources. These include both small and large-scale clashes, a lot of them in the Mideast and Africa. Well, you might be surprised to hear that it's water rather than oil there that could be what's fought over in the coming years.
Imagine if tomorrow we cured cancer and in 100 years there were still 1 million kids dying of cancer. It would be unthinkable. But that's the situation we find ourselves in with water.
Water crisis is a man-made problem. Let's fix this before it's too late.